So you guys are probably like me and you bought stuff that have the silica packets in them, and you may have some sitting around. Apparently you can reuse them, and I've never done that before, but I do have stuff that I could use it for, like 3D print stuff, so I can leave this in with the filament. I do have firearms, so I can leave it in my gun cabinet to help keep moisture out. So I just want to do a test because, like I said, I've been told you can reuse these. So I want to weigh these before and after I put them in or dry them out. And so I got a little scale here. Don't know how accurate it is, but we'll get this going. We're at 0, and I'll pile these on. We'll do a before and after weight after I dry them. So we're looking at about 96.93 grams there. And so we'll remember that, 96.93. And I'm gonna go put these in a dryer, and we will see the weight after the fact and see if it loses weight and how well this method works to dry them out. So to dry these silica packets, I have my Sunlu 3D printer filament. I've got it set to 50 degrees Celsius. I will let it run for 6 hours, and then we'll do an after weight with them. So I've kind of pre-warmed it. I've let it go. So open this up. It is warm in there. I can feel it. I'm just going to throw these on the bottom. Like I say, I got them sitting there. I'm going to let it run for 6 hours, and then I may rearrange them. But again, I'll let it run for 6 hours, and then I'll come back and weigh them. And then I will see where we're at with the weight to see if we were able to dry them out at all. So I am back here. It has been 6 hours since I first put these on in the 3D printer filament dryer. It was 96 point something, I believe, is what this measured out at. So these were weight-wise in grams. Again, these were sitting at 50 degrees for 6 hours. So we'll turn this on. Let it zero out, and we'll just kind of put them back on here and see where we're at. And we are down to 88.3 degrees. So it definitely did lose some weight sitting in the 3D printer filament dryer. And obviously these can be reused because we did lose some weight. So I will maybe put them on a bit longer and see what happens. And but yeah, they definitely did lose some weight to them. So they are drying out some. So here we are back with this. Oh, I didn't mean to set that up. But it has been another 5.5 hours. It's almost midnight here, so I am putting this to an end. But what I will do is I will actually throw this in the on the scales again. Like I said, I did decide to put this on for longer to see how it would pan out if I doubled the amount of time. So 5.5 hours. So it shows the humidity is at 22%. I didn't mark it in the first test or the first 6 hours, but that was around 45 to 50% in the first test at the end of it. And in the first test, I did have it at 50 degrees. This one I have it at 55 degrees, seeing if I can dry out some more. So I'm going to take this off. I'll go measure on the scales on the hard counter there, and then I will get back to you with that. So I am back here with the hard countertop, so this measures accurately. I'll turn this on. Like I said, I had these in for another 5.5 hours to see how they measure out. I'll put the biggest ones on the bottom because it stacks better. I believe it was 88.3 when I took it off the first time. We're actually down to 85.56, so it definitely did lose some more weight leaving it on longer, or 88.59 there. So it definitely did lose some weight when I left it on for another 5.5 hours. I don't know if it's maxed out or not, but it definitely did. So yeah, again, just to prove that these can be dried out and you can reuse them for whatever you need to use them for. And if you're like me, they're probably worth holding on to and reusing.